Hello there, it's Ian Watt here. I'm sorry for the cramped conditions of this video. We've recently moved house and I'm in this tiny room full of instruments, guitars and lutes, various forms of lutes. As some of you may know, my wife Christina is a really fantastic lutenist and theorbist. So between us, our instruments take up a fair amount of room. And with the move, I've hardly practiced in the last week, but I'm trying to get some done today. And thought it was as good an opportunity as any to start a series of short videos on guitar technique, sort of short technical tips and things like that that might be useful. For almost 10 years, I would give the technique class at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland for the B-Mus guitarists, and learned a lot doing so. And I think I'm a better player actually as a result. I came across stuff that I wouldn't necessarily have sort of looked into had I not had to sort of give a weekly class for 10 years and try not to always repeat the same material. The topic I'm going to look at today doesn't involve playing the guitar at all. It doesn't involve making a sound. It's to do with the health of the hand when stretching. Many of us are well aware of the dangers of stretching like that, and people do run into the most hideous injuries doing so. But a couple of years ago, my wife directed me to some articles by and about Pat O'Brien in the Lute Society of America journal. Pat O'Brien was a very well-known guitarist and lutenist and teacher in the US, and he became very sought after as someone who could help people with playing related injuries. He'd cured himself of tendinitis as a young man and therefore became very, very knowledgeable about all such matters, and he was really the go-to man for such things. And these articles concern, as I say, the health of the hand when stretching. And he has a theory which, at least to me, when I first came across it, seemed very, very novel. It's been very helpful. And that's that we overuse the muscles that open the fingers, open the hand, the abduction muscles. And we get very little back for our effort. When we stretch like this, if you it looks like my fingers are stretching a lot, but if you actually look at the fingertips, because the fingertips curve inwards, we're not actually getting that much for our effort. We're not really gaining all that much in terms of span on the fingerboard. So we're overworking those muscles, trying to stretch, and that's when we run into difficulties and injuries. His theory was that if we train better our adduction muscles, the muscles that pull the fingers inwards like this, we can actually get a better stretch. I've found that it has all sorts of other benefits to the left hand, just a better contact with the string, that the weight is more direct. You'll see what I mean when I show you the exercise, and I'm going to link to the article, to the journal edition below. The Lute Society of America very kindly made this edition free and open because the subject is so important, really. In any case, his theory was that if we squeeze the fingers together like this, the fingertips, especially of 1 and 4, start to point better, point sort of more, straighter, less curved in. And if you squeeze them enough, the first finger even starts to point out a little bit. Yeah? So there you have the basis for a better stretch. If we could get a finger position like that, we might be able to stretch just as much as we did before, but with far less strain on the abduction muscles. And he came up with a series of exercises to help with this. And I have to say that this is if you're going to get into this, it's a kind of long-term thing. It's not going to yield results in a week. But I think you'll find that if you do them and stick to them, you will find in 6 months' time your playing is considerably better. Your left hand is considerably better. Not just in terms of how much you can stretch, but just really in every other way. It really helps the foundations. Anyway, he suggested going to the 8th fret, putting the 2nd finger on the 8th fret and the 4th finger on the 9th. So that's not 2 and 4 on 8 and 10, but 2 and 4 on 8 and 9. Put them like that, and then squeeze the fingers towards each other, like this. I'll show you from above. So you see the fingertip is not moving. I'm not doing this. The fingertip stays in the same place, but the finger here, where the knuckles are moving inwards. And he said you should do that on every string, working your way down the fingerboard. It's important to start high because the frets are closer together. We don't want to start where the frets are far apart. It's much harder. Yeah. So start up high, and we do that. Hold for a few seconds and release. Move to the next string. Hold for a few seconds, and then release. And keep going like that. Once you're able to do, in fact, while you're doing 2 and 4, you can also practice 1 and 3. Same thing. Release. Squeeze. Release. And just be careful that you're not squeezing or pressing hard when doing that. The idea is to squeeze the fingers together, not to squeeze into the fingerboard. Yeah? Once you're able to do that comfortably in first position on as I say, on adjacent frets, so maybe getting to the second fret with you're covering frets 2 and 3. You then want to try and do it on non-adjacent frets with a normal spacing of 2 and 4. So say frets 8 and 10. Following the same pattern. Same with 1 and 3. If you find you're unable to do that for a start, you're able to do the adjacent frets but not quite able to make the stretch, then go a fret and a half. It doesn't matter. We're not actually playing a note. You have the second fingers positioned wrong, almost on the fret. Yeah. You want to just gradually expand how much you can cover whilst doing that. Some people find these exercises very easy very quickly. I didn't, but some people take to them like a duck to water. And so you see how it is. It's maybe good to take it to your teacher as well and talk through it so that you have some kind of direct guidance. And of course you can leave comments on this video with any questions you might have. Once you're able to do 2 and 4 and 1 and 3, move on to adjacent fingers. 3 and 4, very important. Getting the 4th finger position better is crucial. That's where you really feel the effects, good effects, if you do that. And the same with 2 and 3, and 1 and 2. So I hope this short video, despite the cramped conditions and trying to fit myself into the shot, I hope that despite those things, this video has been helpful. If it has, please do like it and subscribe, and I'll be back with more very soon. Thanks very much. Bye.